Welcome, in front of me is a Cubot R15 Pro, and today I'll go over unboxing along with an overview of this phone. So starting off, let's pop it straight open. Now I already did set it up. That's usually what you'll find on the screen. Just a bunch of information about the device itself. So going briefly over it, we got 6.2-inch HD display, Android 9, 3 gigs RAM, 32 built-in storage, MediaTek 6761 quad-core processor, 2 cameras, 16 megapixel and 2 megapixel, along with a front one of 13 megapixel, and what is it, a 3000 milliamp hour battery with a, what they didn't mention is a puny 5-watt charger. Okay, so that aside, just pop it up. So this is the phone. As you can see, like I said, it's already set up. So let's, there we go, let's max out the brightness. Then inside of here we got nothing, more nothing, even more of absolutely nothing, great. And then we get a charger along with the cable. So the charger is, like I said, the puny 5 watts, as you can see. Where is it? Where did I see that? Oh, there we go. Output 5 watts, there we go. And it's actually really well visible on the camera, which is surprising. And then we get a Type-C to USB charger. Now I am kind of surprised that this phone actually comes with a Type-C charger, so I would say that's a positive, though. So let me just bring that up here, just so we can see it. Cool. And as you can see, that's basically all we get in here. So now going back to the phone, like I said, well, part of what I said was the display was 6.2 6-inch display. It's just a normal IPS display with a resolution of 1520 by 720. So this is like mentioned, an HD display, so nothing really special here. It might look pixelated to some people actually. Personally, I don't really mind it. It also has a 269 pixels per inch. That's because, like I said, it is a HD display, so the density here won't be anything outstanding. But at least the percentage of screen to body ratio is, I would say, okay. So it is at basically 81.5%. So for the caliber of this device, I would say this is really good. Now, like we mentioned before, also this has 2 cameras at the back. So if I lock it and flip it over, you can see there's the 2 cameras, and the first one is a 16 megapixel, and then the second one is 2 megapixel. Now it isn't actually specified anywhere where I could find what kind of sensors they are, so I assume the 16 is wide and 2 megapixel is a depth sensor, because there is no macro functionality in here. So that leaves it with only either black and white or depth. Either one of them I would say will be useless, so it in reality has 1 sensor. And then at the front in this teardrop notch we have a 13 megapixel sensor. Now again, nothing really specific here. I don't really know if this is a wide, ultra wide, or any kind of lens. I assume it's going to be wide. Now well, I'm talking about the camera. Let's actually open up the camera and see what kind of photos we can get with this. Now, I am assuming it's not gonna be anything outstanding here, so let's just get our plant right here and see what I can capture. So obviously I'm trying to see how close I can get with it. Now obviously I have to be further away, so the question if it's a macro or depth, the answer is it's most certainly not a macro. So this is just going to be the normal 16 megapixel sensor, and honestly when I zoom in it looks better than I expected. Now let me bring it up to camera, so you can see it captured quite a lot of detail, honestly. Surprising for just a 16 megapixel sensor, to be honest. As you can see, this is basically zoomed in all the way, and you can see like dirt on the rocks, which is really surprising. Now with us, I assume it is sharpening it artificially, a little bit, so it does look a little bit better, but honestly it looks better than I would have expected. Now if we zoom in, you can see basically what part of you are looking at. So basically we're like right over here. So that is actually okay. I'm gonna capture one more just to see one thing specifically, the depth sensor. I'm gonna try to get it basically at an angle so it only captures the plant itself and then whatever is behind it. I'm particularly looking for how the needles will look like on it. Okay, so let's go back to it. Now it does blur them out a little bit, but this is in a way that I would say it's acceptable. So it actually doesn't look bad, which is really surprising. I've used phones which had better sensors, higher pixel quality on them, costed more, a lot more than this, and couldn't capture this photo which I just did, which, I mean, the photo itself isn't necessarily anything impressive. It's a little bit dark, but the quality is there, and you could probably tweak it a little bit better, more to make it look better than it is even now. So considering this phone comes at around $85, this is surprisingly a good photo that comes out of it. Now I'm not gonna actually touch upon the front camera. I assume it's actually, you know what, let's do it anyway. If I'm gonna make this, let's just see how I look like on it. That is bad. So there we go. It is bad. It's a little bit blurry. Well, there's no background. It looks like I'm in a... It is dark, but here, let me just try to do something. Not what I wanted. There we go. So I'm going to basically capture it behind me just so you can see how it normally looks like. And it launched flash, which is not what I want. Let's see, auto, let's consider to be off. There we go. Let's do it again. Is it captured? Yep. So you can see that there is brightness behind me, but the selfie just cannot literally capture it. Now it also did blow me out of proportion in terms of color, so maybe it just can't handle it. But in normal circumstances, a lot of the other phones do manage to deal with the difference in lighting quite well. This phone isn't one of them. And now moving on to the last part, which will be just pure specifications. The device comes with a MediaTek, what was it, MediaTek, somewhere here, 6761, as you can see right over here. It's basically a Helio A22, fairly poor specifications right here, honestly. But like I did mention before, this is one of the lowest prices smartphones out there almost. Now it doesn't come with Android 10, I believe. We can quickly check. System, advanced, and about phone. And we get Android 9. So this is on Android 9, and I assume there is no updates right now for it, and probably won't ever be. Oh, there we go. Yep. So apparently I'm up to date. So like I said, there won't be any updates to it, I assume. So Android 9 is as far as you will go. Right now, as of recording this, Android 11 is the newest one. So yeah, you're a little bit behind here. Now going further with the phone itself, it has 32 GB built-in storage and also is expandable via an SD card up to 128. So that is quite nice. It comes with a measly 3 gigabytes of RAM, so not much here, and has a built-in 3000 mAh battery, which again is a little bit small considering I do have another phone from Verni M5, which is basically really similar in performance, but comes with a more battery, more RAM, and bigger storage, and basically the price is about the same. So moving forward, out of the 3000 mAh battery, you also have a 5-watt charger, which we can see right here, not the greatest, and well, you basically lack almost everything that you probably could, apart from maybe the fingerprint sensor, which is located at the back, as you can see right here. So that's basically all you get. Oh, and one more thing, you get a headphone jack. Now there's no NFC and no kind of like wireless chargings or any kind of like premium feature that you would normally see, assuming you don't consider a headphone jack to be a premium feature. But because of that, you do have a literally one of the lowest prices I've right now seen, which is about $85 for a device, and that is already including tax. So if you're buying this in US on, like, for instance, US stores shelves, you will probably see a price tag of around 60 something, probably like closer to $70, and that's because there is no tax included. But once you include the tax, it should be somewhere around 80 something. But that being said, the device runs fine. I don't really expect any kind of groundbreaking performance here. It does lag, but then if you tone down your expectations for the price that you pay, I do have to say it's an okay device. The benefit here, which I would say, is the fact that it actually comes with a USB-C, which I was totally not expecting. I was expecting it to be micro USB, which would, well, be what I've seen most of the time for budget devices, especially at a price range that low. And one of those would be phones like Huawei that did come at, I believe, $90 something, but they even had micro USB. The benefit there was that they did come with an Android 10 instead of the 9. But it's not like you're gonna get anything from the additional Android here. Maybe just an improved gesture navigation, but that's about all I would say, get that is useful on here. Other than that, this phone is, well, semi-slow, and your expectations should be of reasonable associated with that price tag here. And for that price tag, I can't say it's a bad phone. I do have to point out one thing, that for basically the same price you can have my next review, to the Verni M5, which makes this phone a little bit worse, but it really depends what you want. This phone has only one camera, bigger battery, more RAM, I believe better processor, but then it's overall smaller phone itself. It has like a 5-inch display, so it will be way smaller than this. So like I said, it really depends on what you're looking for, but this is one of the cheapest phones you can get. Now, that being said, it is a good device, and if you're looking for a really budget phone that you can basically change on a daily basis if you want to lose it, throw it, or whatever, or maybe you're looking for a backup device when you're going on the trips, this is most certainly gonna be good enough, I would say. So now, that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.